All right, new startup. This is pretty wild. This is what I teased out of the last segment. I don't know if this is their promo video or not. Stick with me here. I want to just see if this is the promo video for this company, Reflect Orbitals. Did this say anything in this?
This is
Somebody said there's a video on YouTube, but all I'm seeing is just like space.
I know which one you're talking about. I'll try to find it.
Oh, is there another one where it shows what the business motto actually is?
It was like some guy filming on his phone, and then he was filming the guy. It's like, it shows it, and then all of a sudden you see the sunlight, and he points his phone up, and it's like where it's coming from. But to anybody else, it did look like sunlight for a second. I didn't know how it worked. I was like, oh, cool, scroll.
I think it's this.
Orbital has a new lighting service where you can like play with the spot.
Oh,
but
awesome.
yeah, watch this. Just bring it over to us here. It's not crazy.
No way.
That can't be real.
No way.
That can't
No
be real.
way.
The company swears that they're real. Here are the details. It says the sun sets and night falls sooner or later for each of us, but a startup wants to change that. California-based Reflect Orbitals has developed a new way to sell sunlight after dark. This can't be real.
Why would you buy it?
Here's what they said. Reflect Orbitals is building space mirrors to reflect sunlight onto solar panels at night. The goal is to maximize solar farms' energy production. According to their official website, you can also book a spot of light for yourself. No way. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying that they have certainly that they have technology now that can do this. I think that video is absolutely fake.
I think the video is a little dramatized. Maybe what they're doing is similar to what it is. It just seems like that they were dragging on the phone way too fast for that mirror to be moving.
Yeah, so what they were doing, because it's a visual, I'll put this up on See It Now.
Now, I do know
thenewsjunkie.com.
I do know that there have been experiments with space mirrors and like reflecting sunlight back to the nighttime side
but
of Earth.
no way they got anything like this. What they show is they show these two guys, they're outside, it's dark, it's pitch black on the street, and they have an app up, and they're moving their finger on the app, and it's bringing this mirrored ray of light to them, and they bring it right over on top of them, and it lights up like it's bright outside because they have lined up with this mirror. No way that functionality exists right now. I don't buy it. I don't think they could do that.
Also, I mean, if you're a solar farm and say you're like, you're right, we could double our production by having space mirrors point the sun at us. What is the price of that? How much is it going to cost to pay the space mirror company to direct the sun at you? And will it be reasonable for your bottom line as a solar farm?
No shot. Like,
who's to say though that all these satellites of Starlink don't have some mirrors on it and they're not working together? I mean, there's so many of them that they're putting up. Once a month we have a launch.
Okay, hold on. Sunlight after dark. I'm putting this up on See It Now. Here's why I'm skeptical of this, and you guys can tell me if you are with me or not, if you agree or you disagree. I don't believe that. I believe that the size mirror that it would take to pull off what they're doing to redirect sunlight in the middle of the night to a darkened area, because obviously the sun is always there and always available, and it probably is a possibility that you could do this. But I think the mirror that it would take to do this would have to be enormous in size and scope. I do not think you just have like a regular, mirror that you might find in your bathroom up in space, and then you could redirect the sun and the rays of the sun to go down at night. I just don't know if that's possible right now.
If you can
with
get a
current technology,
handheld laser to be so powerful that it blinds a pilot on a plane.
Yes,
and why couldn't
a pilot landing? Sure,
but think about something just to scale. Obviously, not handheld. But just a little bit bigger, maybe the size of a bus.
All right.
That could not direct sunlight.
I don't think that's up in space right now. I don't believe that is up in space right now. I don't think that if you took a very bright laser right now, I might be wrong about this. Correct me if I am wrong, if you know more about this. I don't think that you could point it at the space station and that laser would be impactful on the space station. I don't think it would go that far. you'd have to talk about height somewhere near there to be able to get to active sunlight and redirect it down to the ground in an area where it was dark. It's crazy and interesting. I'm just not buying that it's real. Hold on, let me go to their website, Reflect Orbitals.
But we're talking about the power of a laser versus the power of the sun. The sun is, I believe, 8 light minutes away from us. And the impact that it has during the peak of summer on us, the amount that it reflects off the moon, I mean, I think it's definitely powerful enough that if you put any decent sized mirror and pointed it, in such a trajectory that it points the sunlight at Earth, we're going to get something, right?
Here's their website. This is what it says here. Reflect Orbital, sunlight after dark. And I'm just going to the sun is a huge fusion reactor that supports all life on Earth. The sun's light contains 24 trillion times more energy than humanity uses today. It's an unending source of energy. Reflect captures that sunlight and brings it down to Earth using mirrors in space, powering a solar future and lighting our world. They said after the sun has set, explore lighting, because they were acting like you could buy this right now. Okay. It says reserve a spot of light. Applications close this October. Limited availability. Delivery begins at the end of next year, and you can click apply for sunshine.
Apply for it. Do it, Sean.
I'm applying for sunshine here.
Do it.
What did you do today? Well, I put in my application for some sunshine at night, of course.
All right. It says specifications, a duration of 4 minutes, and you put in your name and your information and where you want that spot of sunshine at night. Like I would put my address or something, and then you.
How bad would it hurt your eyes if you looked up?
I don't know. It didn't look that.
That is such a simple
crazy.
website.
It is.
For something like that.
Their regular website is fine and makes sense. I don't know if I'm buying into this now. Maybe we'll try to reach out to them to see if they'll be willing to talk to us about this.
If I applied for 4 minutes of sunlight to be pointed at my house, I mean, based on even the picture that we're looking at, where it's like, this little kind of swath of light on an urban setting. It's definitely bigger than just my. Yeah, okay. But is that going to weird the S out of my neighbors? I mean, imagine the mind F that the neighbors would feel when it's like 10 o'clock at night and it's bright out for a couple minutes.
And the neighbor goes outside and looks up and there's light coming from space.
Sup, that's my sunlight. Applied for it 2 years ago.
The neighbor's going to think, aliens, obviously. Clearly, this is aliens that's doing this. Why else would there be a light beam on my house in the middle of the night?
What's the maximum you can apply for in minutes?
I think it said 15 minutes. I don't know if you can move.
So 15 minutes.
4 minutes.
Nighttime pool party, 4 minutes.
Let's go.
The quickest nighttime pool party. What do you guys think? Would you ever have any use for this?
Hell yeah.
Do you think
4 minute
it's
pool
actually
party?
real? Do you think you could do this? Naomi says, this sounds pretty silly. It's one of those things, just like C-Lane said earlier, they spend so much time thinking about can they do it and not enough time thinking about should they do it, a la Jurassic Park. I didn't get the words exactly right.
Oh, neither did I, so that's the second attempt. Maybe third time's the charm.
We'll land on it eventually. That's wild. Okay. It's up on the website because it's a visual. Check out See It Now over on thenewsjunkie.com. And maybe we'll put in a sunshine application just to see.
If you think about it, though,
They asking for a credit card?
this would be the opposite of a total solar eclipse. Like, remember when eclipse season comes around and everybody gets all crazy and they travel to where the point of totality is that what they call it?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Where the space, the path where it's going to be completely dark for a couple minutes, and that's what you get. You get in the middle of the day, complete darkness, and what they're trying to sell you, be it snake oil or not, is the opposite of that experience.
Yes. And all I can think about is how I would use it to mess with people.
Yeah.
Like if I started giving Courtney secret notes, I just printed them out and left them around, and it said, "Do not show this to Sean. This is coming from God on this date.
Sean from the future.
At this time, I want you at this exact time to walk out. Don't tell Sean, walk out into the front lawn of your house and you'll see something magical happen." And at the exact time Courtney walks out, I'm hidden in the bushes and I get some music playing like whom, whom, some emotional rise up of music. and the light hits on her from above, you're not going to think that's divine intervention?
Oh, of course.
My mind would be blown.
But how quickly does someone take that technology and they're like, how much more for a penis silhouette?
I would try that
Bat
too.
signal style.
You're going to be the first one to do it.
Who, me?
Somebody's got to do it. Well, somebody has to be the first one to do all of these things. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com.